Hi everybody, welcome to the live beach mosaic craft event here at the virtual Beachcombing Festival. We are very excited to be joining you here from the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. I am in the studio of Chicken Point Studio and I'm excited to have everybody here with us. So joining me in the studio is Lori, and Lori is the owner of Chicken Point Studio, and we're here in her studio because this is where she works every day. So I thought it would be a good idea to be here in an actual craft studio where someone works and makes crafts for a living. So I'm excited to be here in a place where I'm surrounded by art and crafts and what Lori prefers to call art. So she doesn't like when I use the word craft. So I'm going to try to say art as much as I can. So thank you for joining me, Lori. And also with us is Doreen, who is Seafaring Glasser, visiting from New York. So very excited to be here. Hi, everybody. Let us know where you're joining from, and if you have gotten some of the craft mosaic supplies from different places or shipped to different places. You are joining us with your own craft supplies at home. So we will be joining in. You guys, we're here and everybody's live joining us. So hopefully we're on the right feed and everybody can see us. I can see that people are joining live. I know Doreen's trying to see it on the Facebook page. Hopefully
it was here a second ago.
Hopefully it's somewhere that everybody can see it. So I'm going to ask Kirsty, who is on the West Coast, to send a text over if it's looking okay or if she wants me to start again. I'm hoping that she's getting the feed the right way. This is kind of the first time that we're coast to coast doing a live virtual Beachcombing event. So I want to make sure before I get too far into the feed that we're doing the right thing and everything's looking good. Can you swipe up the that voicemail notification so I can see if Kirsty has got everything set up and ready to go? Just swipe that up so that I can. There we go. So I'm gonna wait for. She says, "Give me 1 minute." So I don't know if she knows that I'm already live or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. Kirsty, if you can hear me. We have a bunch of people who have joined the live, and hopefully it's okay to keep going. We are live! All right, yay! Please go to beachcombing.fun if you aren't already on Facebook. Anybody who's listening to me, I think, is joined from Facebook, but hopefully anybody who is not on Facebook can also see me on beachcombing.fun. So I'm going to get started with the project, and here we go. So if you are going to be making one or the other of two things, and hopefully everybody has their mermaid margaritas. Let's start there. So my friend Laura at Tide and Time has this wonderful recipe for mermaid margaritas. And this is the ones we made before we got started. Luckily we have some nice sun coming through the window, so to illuminate the beautiful. Hopefully somebody can see the comments on the live. I don't know. I can't see them, and also, are you following? Okay, great. These wonderful recipes are at Tide and Time. I also posted them to the front of my Instagram account. They are a wonderful drink made with some very powerful ingredients, let's just say. So slow your roll there if you're going to be drinking these as we go along and craft. And of course the ever important dingle hopper that made famous by Ariel here. I have it across the top of my glass because as soon as you put this inside your drink, you're looking at maybe more of a tetanus margarita. So I've left that outside so that I can actually drink it. So I'll go ahead and just take my first sip before I get started. I think let's all just say cheers to the virtual Beachcombing Festival, and congratulations to Kirsty and Beachcombing Magazine on a wonderful job today. It's been very educational. There's been some amazing jewelry sold today. Wow, and some amazing speakers. It's been a wonderful day of learning and a celebration of the industry where we've all been sort of stuck in the house lately, and now everybody's able to do what we normally do at a festival and what we've now been able to do online for the first time. So congratulations to Kirsty and to all the vendors around the world and to the speakers and everybody who's been participating today. So cheers if you have your mermaid margarita, and if you don't, just do a shot of something that's got liquor in it in your house. Somebody
wants to know if this will be available to rewatch.
Yes, we're going to push post on this and share. And gosh, it's a strong drink. We're going to push share and you'll be able to watch it later. So Lori is joining me. She is working on a seahorse here. And I'm going to start the Starfish. So the Starfish that some of you may have seen the image of in different places, I'm going to be working on this. Doreen, who's visiting Seafaring Glasser from New York, went ahead and made a project that we could take a look at using the template that we're using of this Seahorse. So as you can see, you can choose your background, really anything you have. So she chose a glass background, which I think is an absolutely beautiful way to show the glass, because as you can see, the sun coming through here, it's a really beautiful way to show your beach finds because the sun comes through the glass, and I think it's a really beautiful choice for a background. These are, I'm embarrassed to show my own Seahorses after hers because hers is so much better. it really is. Hi, Sage. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. All right, so Lori, can we see? Let's see if is it glued down?
No.
Okay, so she's working, and she's making it inside of an old window. So it's a very cool way to, now she's going to kill me. I wanted to show you her in progress Seahorse because you can really make it in different sizes. Like we have the template that I was sending out with the Beach Mosaic craft kits. The simplest thing can be used for a background. So I'm going to take my pencil, and you just really want to trace a simple shape. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other starfish that I made.
What type of adhesive did you use to put it on that window?
Oh yeah, I didn't bring my notes. Remember the notes we made?
E6000.
We always use E6000. I have made wonderful notes of making sure we didn't forget anything. Remember, Doreen? I left that cottage. Okay, so this is an in progress Seahorse she's making on a window. And why don't you talk a little bit about how you did the, did you freehand the template or?
So I have I just went onto Pinterest and found one I like, and I drew it, and then if I'm doing it on a window, which typically this is a window, this one sadly broke at Kim's show, so we put something else in there, but we went in and I would just look at this and then freehand.
Okay, so she just had a template shape and then she freehanded it. So it used to be glass in the background, then she put the plywood in. And then paint. Like you can paint the background any color you want if you have different various background surfaces. I took, for this one, one of my kids had some old paint in the cabinet, and I just used paper towel and washed over the back of this with paint. Or with this one. This is the one I made with you. And then when I did this one, I used my kids' paint. So just don't be afraid to be creative with just using any background you have. I've done it on driftwood. And if you, tonight, don't feel like making the Seahorse is more complicated than the Starfish, because the Starfish is just a star. So I'm just using a pencil here and tracing the simple shape of this starfish onto this board. These are available. These are $10 at Walmart, not to do like a big Walmart commercial. I'm sure they're available online or in any craft store. You can buy these simple backboards. And what's cool about them is that they can also serve as why can't I think of the word of this? Like a shadow box. If you remove sort of the staples and stuff. I use these for photos on Instagram all the time because you can fill sand in here and take photographs. So these are really handy. These just wooden boxes. And you can use them for all kinds of purposes. So I've drawn my starfish onto here with a pencil. And then sometimes what I do if I'm making the starfish is I go back and erase. Do you erase right away or do you erase as you go?
I erase as I go because what I've drawn, I don't always match up my glass all the way, so I've always, got my eraser right here.
Okay.
So I might erase.
You have a big eraser. I like that.
Yeah, I erase right away.
Can I see it? She has a big eraser. I like that.
Artsy eraser.
It's very fancy.
I have
It's a
two.
big one. I just have a little dumb one, but you have.
Would you like one? I could give you
You have an extra one?
Yes.
Oh,
Now you
thank
have.
you. So what we've learned so far is that big erasers are really cool. You should get one. It's better than using the pencil one because sometimes the pencil ones are smudgy. This is probably not as smudgy as that.
No.
All right, so as you're going along gluing down your items, you want to sort of erase the pencil mark you've made so that it doesn't show up in your project. Because actually I could show you on the Seahorses I've done, like how badly messed up they are. I mean, we're not going to look too closely, but if you look, it's like all the pencil marks I made, they're still there because I wasn't erasing along as I was going. I wasn't erasing as I was going along enough. So that's
The paintbrush
like-
works great to just brush off the eraser.
oh, look at that paintbrush
So I
too.
just use that.
This is why we're doing this here because she has all this kind of fancy stuff.
Just tell them if you do it on glass, you can draw it on the back.
Yeah, I use a chalk
This is why my friends who are far more artistic and talented than I am are here, because they have tips that I don't have. I just glue stuff to stuff, and then it's like kindergarten sea glassing, but these guys are the pros. So Doreen just pointed out that if you do it on glass, okay, say it again, you can draw the thing on the back.
With a chalk marker.
With a chalk marker.
Which just wipes right off.
Which just wipes.
Or you could also tape
How about
the
if I go
template
get something to
down on the
eat
back.
and you guys...
No.
You can
guys-
tape the template to the back too.
You can tape the template to the back and outline it with a chalk eraser. And then it'll be on the back and it won't be showing on the front. And then you can erase the erasable chalk pen thing on the back. Very much of a fancier way to do that if you're doing it on the glass. So lots of different possibilities. Tonight we're just flying by the seat of our pants here. We're just gonna glue some
Robbie from
stuff.
Australia says hi.
Hi, Australia. Australia, it's the morning. Are you guys drinking right now? I'm curious. I'm curious to know who around the world is drinking, even though it's early morning on Sunday. Cheers, Australia.
Andrea says hi.
Michigan's here. Greetings, Michigan. Okay, so now let's get to the part where we have to glue stuff down. The careful balancing of the dingle hopper that I don't want to stick in my drink, but I don't want to lose.
Somebody said every time they say sea glass, drink.
Every time I say sea glass, you have to drink. Whoever made that up, it's a great idea. What are other things they have to drink? I feel like we should have a second one. Or pottery.
Says,
What about pottery?
Permanent marker will wash up the back of the glass.
Even permanent marker will wash off the back of the glass. I'm learning more than I'm teaching tonight. Trust me. Trust
Lainey
me.
says hi.
Hi, Lainey in Australia. All right, every time I say sea glass or pottery, you have to drink. I'm not allowed to curse. But I can go on my Instagram, my personal account after this and curse all I want. Because I can't be censored on my personal account. But I'm professional on this account, and we're going to do this the right way. So let's get started. All right, here's another thing that we're going to talk about. Which one's the top? Always, you know what? Always check which one the top is, because you don't want to orient your whole thing and then realize that the hanging thing is on the wrong side.
Hawaii is in the house.
Hawaii is in the house. Boy, we got worldwide. Okay. A good thing to do is go through your supplies and pick out the things you like as like a little precursor of some things you might like to glue on, and then kind of have them around the edges of the project. So tell us about how you pick some of the things that you're going to go on here in terms of the flatness of the pieces.
I typically fill in the eyeball first, and I like cup handles and then a marble.
Okay. So for the eyeball of the Seahorse, we typically use a teacup handle and a marble like this. And the kits that I sell on my own website, wenslowtide.com, that benefits the Beachcombing Center, includes that. It includes the teacup handle and the marble, and also some kind of snout piece. Like usually we can use bottle necks are good for snouts. She's got a bottleneck on hers. Different things can be used for snout pieces. But in terms of the flatness, like, see, what are you gonna do with this?
Oh, I don't make mine totally flat. I like a more
Dimensional?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then how do you?
I will just depend. Well, this is frosty on both sides,
Okay.
so I can just.
Oh, okay, the frost. So show that piece for a second and talk about that.
So there's a piece here that's frosty on both sides.
Not flat at all.
No, and because I like it, and especially when you're using a bottle, you have to find something that's going to go up against it. So there's a bottle bottom, a Coke bottle bottom that's pushed right up against it. So that kind of works its way down, and then I actually do multiple layers. So this will get some things on top of it.
Right, like so it's like layered looking.
Yes.
And I think I've done that on some of the things, like where if you have holes, then you kind of create layers on the top. Mine's not as dimensional as I know yours are, but
Well, you're going to put the one I sent you on your page tomorrow.
Okay.
And they can see the complete.
whatever you want me to do.
The glass one with.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
She's
So
gonna do
one
that.
thing that's a great thing to do is to lay out the things that you want to in the pieces that you have here, so that into the shape, right? So if you have your shape already written out, already drawn onto here, and you just it's like a puzzle. The whole thing is like a puzzle. So if you have a shape down on the space that you're using, and you can use canvases too. Do you have like one of your canvases that you could also show as like an example? But whatever you're using to glue onto, just pick pieces. Flat pieces are the easiest. pick pieces that are shapely in some way that are going to fit into the shape that you have down. So, and these canvases are great to use too. Lori always has lots of these in her studio. These are great. So if you have the Starfish, he can go, flat, straight in the middle there, and draw with the pencil.
The Seahorse goes well on a rectangle.
And you want the Seahorse on a rectangle. So like what is the 11 by 16? Is that the size for the
14.
11 by 14 is the size if you get the Seahorse, if you're buying something like a canvas. So pieces that are sort of rounded on the ends would be good for laying into. So I'm going to sort of start laying out this Seahorse with pieces that are like sort of pointy, and you sort of start seeing the pieces in the shape that you have here. So I'm going to lay out some pieces here into these shapes. So if you have these at home, go ahead and do that yourself. I love pottery, so I think sea pottery is a great way of adding interest and different colors. You can do your project in a color theme. So if you like blues and greens, and then you can intermix the matching sea glass colors with those, so you have blue and green sea glass picked out. Of course, having a bunch of white pieces of sea glass is good because that balances. You don't want to have, unless you're doing an all theme thing. So you can do all blue and white pottery, or you want it to match a room or something. You can pick out all your finds that go in that one particular colorway. And we have Turkey in the house. Hello, thanks for being here. Turkish, you have so many Turkish floor tiles. You could do an entire project full of the Turkish floor tile pieces, which would be absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
So intermingle the glass and the pottery, and in any way you want. I mean, if you want to make it 18,000 colors, there's no rules here. Absolutely no rules in art, right? I didn't say crafts yet, did I, Lori?
No, you're doing very well.
Lori doesn't like to use the word crafts because she's an artist, and
This takes
crafts
a lot of time.
crafts makes it sound too what? What is it you don't like about the word crafts?
When I think of craft, I think of craft beer.
Craft beer?
Yeah, like people are making craft beer.
Oh.
I don't.
You just like the word art better.
Yes, we're artisans, aren't we?
We're art. We are not artisans. When you say we, you mean. No. I'm just like a beachcomber, and I have a lot of stuff, and I got to do something with it. And then you can pick bigger pieces because you're getting like lazy and you want to start filling in the thing. But I tend to like when the pieces are about the same scale as each other. So if I like this piece because it has flowers, so I would throw it down, but it's not the same scale as the other pieces. So see how like on this Seahorse or Starfish, I don't know why I'm always mixing those up. The pieces are all about the same scale as one another, and I kind of like the way that looks. So I have a tendency I'd rather spend more time picking tiny little pieces and having them and fitting them into the little holes, right? Like once you start, it's really fun. You're like, oh, this one would go here.
Very relaxing.
And it's relaxing.
Until you can't find a piece that fits.
Until you can't find a piece that fits, and then see how she has 3 trays of finds set up. Can you see this?
And then
she's got 3 like cafeteria trays of finds set up, and then she's got drawers over here. I don't know if you can see her drawers over. Do you see her in her drawers over here? She's like, oh, I needed this size piece. No problem.
Glass, all tile, all.
This is why we're over here, because it's cool. Hello, California. All right, so it's just fitting things in to the little areas where they fit, and you kind of move them around, and then you're like, oh, I think this piece would fit in better over here. This piece would fit in better over here, and you just you're going to move them around. And then the only problem with that idea, and use shells in also with the in between the sea glass and the sea pottery, because the shells. How's everybody doing with those mermaid margaritas every time I'm talking about the beach finds?
People are going.
Drinking?
Drink, yes.
Yeah. And I would love to have everybody in the comment section post photos of how it's going. How's your project looking? Get on the photo option in the comment section.
How's your drink look?
And post a photo of your drink. Post a photo of where you are in your project. We would love to see everybody's photos. So post a photo of how it's going. I would love to take a look, go back in the comment section and take a look at everybody's projects. So I'm just kind of this is it's kind of hard to talk and craft at the same time. Usually you're just kind of quietly sitting around doing this, but I'm just doing the best I can. This is going to be, it's not my best work. Not that I have an example of what my best work is, but I'm just going to kind of getting it done here. Getting it done. Get her done.
Roberta likes the drink.
Roberta, do you like the drink? Isn't it good? It's very good. I mean, it's like 4 kinds of alcohol, I think, or something. It's a lot. It's a lot of different kinds of booze. Got triple sec and tequila and what's the other one? I couldn't believe how many boozes were in there. Oh, and curacao, blue curacao. So it's like 3 boozes. And then the salty rim. It's got a lot going on. The drink's got a lot going on. So this is where I am with this. And then, I probably am not going to take the time because we're probably going to be running short on time, right?
7:21.
Yeah, so I'm not going to have time to complete this project and glue it down. But what I will do is, if we pretended the whole thing was done.
Somebody wants to know where they can purchase the DIY.
Oh, well, this is the DIY and it's free. Oh, I have the kits. Like if you want the kit, if you need the stuff, I have little kits with templates and stuff on my website, which is winslowtide.com. And that comes with like the glue and the templates and all the beach finds, including the marble. And it comes with the eye for the seahorse, and each one comes with a marble and stuff. So that's on my website if you want to check that out. But for now, so I would say glue is very important. E6000, there's only certain glues that will glue glass to things, and especially glass to glass. So E6000 is always the glue that I recommend. If you bought the kits beforehand, did I mess up something?
No, you're so cute. It's just so little. It cracks me up.
Yeah, I like this size because when you're putting it on the glass, and then this would be enough glue to, and you got to be careful because once you open this, it just starts volcanoing out. So you got to be very careful.
I always have 2.
Lori's double fisting it right here.
So I have the smaller. See, this is nice and small.
See, as soon as you open it, what happens?
Yeah.
Volcano.
But if I'm using for small pieces, this, and then when I'm doing bigger, I can open
I like
this
up. Baby. I like these little
That's
guys
very
because they're
sweet.
little cute. And then what she uses, I usually use chopsticks for some reason. Doreen making fun of me she just makes fun of me about using chopsticks. You can use anything you want. Don't get this on your fingers. It will stick your fingers together. I've seen it happen. It's not pretty. So be careful. Is it if you take, because you can't, a lot of glue even comes out of these little ones. So if you take a toothpick, I'm going to do a toothpick, and you want to just, if you roll the toothpick across the top of the glue, then you don't get this string, string issues. Does everybody know you guys are both laughing. Do you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly.
Doreen's also making fun of my method of gluing. She says she just puts a blob of glue on and then pushes it down and just lets it spread around. I prefer a little bit of a painting method where I'm sort of spreading that like icing, kind of like I'm icing a cupcake.
What kind of glue again?
There's no reason why I need to ice these like cupcakes, but I do. Okay? I don't know why. I glue it like a cupcake. It's E6000. E6000 is the glue. It's the only glue for you.
Oh, hi, Weezy.
You could use, hey Weezy, it is there. Thank you, Doreen, for posting that. You could use Weld Bond, which is a similar glue. We prefer E6000. Don't use hot glue. It won't work. It will come off. It will pop off.
And you can, since my mosaic windows typically are outside, oftentimes they can go outside, and this is weather resistant. So
E6000 is weather resistant. It will glue glass to glass. It's one of the few glues that will glue glass to glass. So definitely use E6000. This post is not sponsored by the E6000 company. Okay, so I like to ice my little cupcakes. Doreen blobs it right. She just blobs. You just blob it right on there too, right? What do you do?
Well,
Do you apply the E6000 directly to the piece, or do you
to
use
the piece.
Well, why do you have the toothpicks? You just
Because I don't like any. If any comes out the side, you need to.
You know why it
get
does that? Because you just blobbed it on there like her. That's why.
God.
I'm
Okay.
just saying, if you twirl the glue onto the toothpick like this.
Y'all know I love her, right?
I love both of these guys. I might drive them a little bit crazy. If you twirl the toothpick into the glue, then you don't have that string that you have to go back and deal with later. That's all I'm saying. If you treat your glass and pottery like a tiny cupcake and you gently ice it like that, then you don't have those issues of having stringy things coming out later. I don't like the stringy things. That's all I'm saying. I'm not OCD about too many things. All right, so now I have 3 pieces of glue down, or 3 pieces of pottery down, and I just want to show you this little final little thing here. So now I have 3 pieces down, but I've got like this little gap here. See that little gap where something's showing? And what I would do with that is I would either get another piece of glass or a shell, a tiny cute little shell, like this little baby shell. See this little shell? And I would put him right where that little gap is so that I would cover that gap and then you wouldn't see through there. So that's like, so after you get that first layer on, and I would finish this whole thing before I start doing that level of detail, but I'm just showing you since we don't have time to do the whole thing, is you just put your little gently glued beach find and you just pop it into wherever you have holes. So you're gonna do the whole first layer first, and then you go back and you find where your holes are, and then that's where you add your second layer of beach finds. What would you like to add?
How long does it take to dry?
It dries like in 10 minutes, 5, 10.
Pretty much, yeah.
It dries almost instantly, 5, 10 minutes. So let me know if anybody has any questions before we wrap up, because I think we had a 30-minute thing. Oh, did it say? Okay. Did she say we have 45? I don't want to. Okay. Following this is the award ceremony for the outstanding beach finds that were submitted for the contest. So we don't want to be late for that. But if anybody has questions about what's going on, please let me know. And let me know what I'm missing in the chat while I've been carefully applying the E6000 glue via toothpick to the beach finds. I love you guys. I know, I'm too clumsy to apply glue directly onto beach finds because it comes out too fast and it's very, very messy. So I'm not brave enough for that. Also, I don't want to mess things up, and I think if I did too much glue, if you squeeze the glue directly, a lot of glue comes out of here.
Sure does.
That's a glow in the dark. Does that glow?
Yes.
It looks UV to me.
It is UV.
All right, so what's everybody making out there? We would love to see and you know what else I want to say? If you don't want to mess around with all this, you know what you can do? You can do a flat lay. Do you have any flat lays around, Lori?
They're all at the shop.
Okay, her flat lays are all at the shop. You can do beach finds arranged in just randomized patterns in a square. You don't have to do a fancy thing. And if it all starts to look like it's not going well, just make like a big fat heart. You can do a heart. Remember when we were kids and we used to take a piece of paper and fold it and make a half a heart? Doreen knows this, she works at a school. You make a half a heart and then you open it and then you cut it and you can make a heart. That could be your template. And then you just make a big old heart, because you know how easy that would be to fill in? Pretty easy, it'd be a lot easier then, because that snout and all, that gets a little complicated in the crevices of the Seahorse. Some of these little areas can get a little frustrating. So don't get frustrated, just have fun with it. If it starts to look like it's not working out, maybe you can just cover the entire surface of your project with finds, and then nobody would know what it was supposed to be. We asked something about the mermaid drink.
Somebody's asking the recipe.
Oh my God, okay, the drink recipe is it's on the front page of my Instagram account, and it's in my Instagram story, but I bet if Kirsty's watching, maybe she can post a link to the mermaid drink. It's at tideandtime.com. Under mermaid margarita, and it's a really, really great recipe, so don't miss it, because it's delicious. So I want to be very thankful to everybody. I'm very grateful that you stopped by the live craft event. Yeah, I'm gonna drink. Oh my God, I have a lot of catching up to do. Thank you, Kirsty. God, you know what? When you do the rim is it's salt, sugar, and lime. Go light on that, because that's very extreme. It's an intense rim situation. Very, very, very salty, very tasty. It's good. It's good. It's good. Who can name where that's from? Where he's like, it's good. It's good. Anybody? Come on. All right. thank you for being here. We're going to continue working on our projects here. So if you need supplies, let me know. I'll make sure that you get your template and your templates and supplies. We've got plenty of craft supplies that we can send out to you. And what else? What else do we need to do? Anybody else have questions? Show us some of the finished mosaics. Okay. I have to say, so because the sun is coming in this window, my friend Doreen's finished Seahorse. So if you haven't chosen your background yet, I really like the way her glass background looks. So the glass background finished Seahorse is here, and when the sun comes in, it's really beautiful. So if you haven't chosen, and also you can put the template on the back so that you don't have any trace of what you've needed to use to make this happen. So the glass background mosaic of the Seahorse, mine is just done on a board here, and so.
Somebody wants to know if you seal it after it's finished.
I have not sealed it. Do you not seal yours?
No.
And hers are outdoor ones.
Yeah, no, I don't seal them, and we like the patina of the glass. When we're just not big.
Starfish.
Yeah, we're just not big into the whole sealing because it takes away from the patina of the glass.
Okay, yeah, and this stuff came from the beach. A lot of it's been on the beach for 100 years, so pretty much not much is going to happen to it. So it should be
Where
it
do
should
you
be
want
good to
them
go.
send pictures when they're finished?
So we're going to post this live to the Beachcombing magazine page, so it's just going to stay here. And what would be great is if you could post your photographs of your drinks or your finished products right into the comments here, and that way people can go scroll and look at everyone else's finished products or their drinks. And we would love to see the ones that you've done, even as you go along, like maybe put together like a little collage of photos of how it looked or when it's done. And I think it would be fun for everybody to take a look at that. So please definitely think about coming back into the comments section here and posting your mermaid drinks, your finds, and your craft projects all completed. We would love to see what you came up with. Be creative. It's been a lot of fun to hang out and do this. We would love to do it again with different projects in the future. I think it's a lot of fun to just kind of hang out, have a drink, and just be together. That's what today's really been about, is the virtual Beachcombing Festival, bringing people from around the world together. And I think we're all really thankful to Beachcombing Magazine for doing that today. So I guess I will go ahead and end this live unless anybody has any more questions. I think we'll move on to the next event today. Thanks for being here. So we'll see you again soon.